Good day, guys. I'm trying to make another case for this plugin, but in this case, I want to focus on the UMG language system. In the last video, I covered the feature where you can separate the 3D viewports from widgets. As you can see here, the 3D viewport and the widgets are separate. But today, I'm covering UMG language systems. So this feature that you see here is if you want use it if you want to create editors. What do I mean by that? Let's take a look at Blender. See this editor that you see here, where you have this infinite timeline. Yeah, that's probably what I'm talking about. If you go to a musical system like a DAW or a DAW, you see this infinite system where you can like add notes. That's what I'm talking about. If you go to CapCut, which is a video editor, see the system where you can add items infinitely, video items or picture items infinitely. That's what I'm talking about. And lastly, not lastly, but there's also After Effects where you can, it's a door, so I'm going to skip this one anyway. If you go back to Unreal Engine, it also has the same system. Like if you were to create level sequence, right, it has the same thing here where you can animate stuff pretty much infinitely. Okay, you see the drawing lines, so that's what I'm covering, these lines that are drawing and that text. So that's what I'm covering with the plugin. This one has, these lines and the text. This other program has same thing. You can even think about After Effects. So this is what I'm covering on this video, and this feature here, it's part of this UMG language systems. So when I say UMG language systems, this is what I'm talking about. All right. So go into your, if you have it, but if you don't have it, just watch the video. Enhance your content and then go to grids, line grids, and then just load this map right here. And we're going to talk about creating our own. So I'm going to take Blender for now as the example. Blender has this system where you have the splitter here, and then you can edit the video arrangement here, all right, or add keyframes here. But both of these are language systems. You see these lines that you see here, and it's infinite. That's what I call language systems, and that's what the system means when it says language systems. So we're going to create our own. So I'm going to create, let me create it next to the other blueprints. I'm going to create a new blueprint right here. User interface. And then with the blueprint, just create a default, like the usual user widget you're used to. All right. I'm going to call it WBP language demo. That's fine. All right. So as you can see, this it's empty, right? It's just your usual user widget. So I'm gonna add two things here. I'm gonna add a splitter panel. So a splitter panel, it comes with the enhanced UI plugin, as you can see. When you add it, here's what it does. A splitter panel is anything that does this. You see these two panels. There's a panel on the left. There's a panel on the right. So you can split them by the resize of the user at runtime. Right. This is something that works at runtime. At runtime can split between two panels. There's another splitter panel right here. And I even think I'm going too far because I'm really going to use the same thing, and that's what I'm tapping into. All right, it has a splitter panel, but it's not exposed to blueprints. What I did is I exposed it to blueprints. Okay, that's the splitter panel right here. Okay, so I've added the splitter panel that you see here. And then I'm going to add this line with canvas panel. I want to keep this video short, so I might be rushing through some stuff. So I'm going to add this. You can see it automatically just starts drawing lines. All right. But the splitter panel is supposed to split two things. So let's add something else. I'm going to choose a border, but you can add anything. You can add an entire widget or a lot of widgets on top. Like if you have a widget that has a lot of widgets inside them, you can add there. But I'm just going to add a border just to demonstrate. Right. So I'm going to put it on top. All right, my splitter panel is set to the horizontal interface, which means it splits these two horizontally. I want it to be vertical, right? Okay, that's great. Because I'm trying to demo something like this where the 3D viewport is on top and the rest is on the bottom. Okay, the line grid is on the bottom. Great, so let me try to speed this up so that you can learn about the line grid canvas. Let me reduce the full amount of this. Nah, that's too low, bro. All right, so my border will take that much space. Think of it as the viewport. Let me change the color so that you can see it clearly. Think of it as the viewport or something. I'm going to go back to my language canvas. This is what you should focus on. And right now I want my orientated vertically, right, to match, because this is what I'm drawing right now. These lines or those lines. You see those bars, those that are coming down. So I'm going to go to my language canvas panel, and you always have this default language. Um, uh, and you need to change it right here to horizontal, which means it's going to draw the lines horizontally, which will make them vertically, which will draw them vertically. So that's what we got. The next thing that you'd like to know that you can, right? Let me just, sorry. You can then draw text labels. So if I take this button, see this button right here, if I make this true, start writing numbers, right? So we are onto something here in terms of labeling the lines. Okay, so we have 1, 2, 3, 4, but it's infinite. Okay, that's one of the cases of using the slide with canvas. It's infinite. You can have like 50 million or what without suffering any performance penalties. If you try to do this with list view, you will see how slow is the list view, right? Once you cross the values over like 500 or 1000, this thing is infinite. Just like these systems are designed to be infinite because they don't know how much the user wants to make their movie or music arrangements. All right. Anyway, so and then let's talk about adding the colors in between the lines. There's this property right here, uh, background properties, and you can add a color under brushes. So if I add a color like this, that'll be one, and if I add two, right, I'm going to change the second one to be a different color. So let's make this blue for now. You can see that it changes every four ticks. All right, and the way you change that amount is here. All right, so you can make a change every one tick or every four ticks, right? And why would you do this? A lot of programs do this so that you can see what the difference. You can see this color right here, it's different from this one, so that's why that feature is there. you get. So yeah, that's one of the features that you get, and you can give this to your designer so that they can design this, right? And you can assign different colors to these. Your line grid can have, you can also define the color for these lines. If you go to line properties, straight within UMG, you go to your properties and change the color. You can decide the color. Okay. So let's talk about performance. I don't think I have a lot of time because I feel like I'm taking too long. You can wrap this within another canvas panel. I'm gonna show you something really cool. So if we do this and then anchor this to the left, offset bottom set it to 0, we can make this guy as long as we want, right? So if the size here is, let's go for 5 million. That's like 5 million pixels. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. All right. Okay, that's 500,000. Let's go for 5 million. This doesn't affect your performance if you have 5 million pixels. I'm not going to score 5 million pixels, right? But I'm showing you that even if you have 5 million pixels, you can still scroll. Watch the numbers if you doubt I'm scrolling. So if you change this position X, just watch. The language canvas is smart enough to know where you are. Okay, just like these systems, it's smart enough to know where you are as you scroll your language system. Okay. And then let's talk about, and your FPS doesn't get affected as you do this. Let's talk about child language. If you go to FL Studio and you see this, there's this main language, 1, 2, 3, 4, and then there's this children language. Okay, you can add more language to these, right? So if I come over here and then I add another one, this language system has a line spacing of 100 pixels. 100 pixels. This means from here to here it's 100. So I'm going to divide the second one by 2. So let's do 100 divided by 2, which is 50. Right? And then we have this one, and we can also go to line properties and change the thickness so that people can see that it's not the major or the main one. So we have 0. You can see this little ones. Yeah, we can do that the same way as they can do that, or they can do that, or they can do that. So basically, I think I've run out of time, but okay, 30 minutes is too long. But I just wanted to show you that the system that you see here, um, that mentions enhanced UIs, UMG language systems. This is what I mean. There's other features in here. I can't cover all of them in one video, but this is what I mean when I talk about enhanced UI. It wasn't built to be specific to music or specific to video editing or all the other. But if you're building a UI framework, I felt like this is important to have as part of your UI framework. Okay, do you need it? If you are a company trying to build editor like apps, yes. If you're just building a game and just need a user interface, probably not. All right. But if you are trying to build like an editor interface and you're trying to separate the 3D viewport and have these other items that are you want to sequence MIDI notes or videos or pictures, then probably yes, you probably need it or an alternative. Okay. It took me a long time to build, like a couple of months. All right. So, yeah.